The first tutorial is actually not a tutorial. As the saying goes, sharing is caring. So the artist on Xiaohongshu shared some great websites for art because they care about you guys. And now I'm resharing it with you because I also care about you. Hey. So the first website is posemaniacs.com. Now, as the name suggests, you can find a ton of poses here, as well as some classes, but I don't know if it's in English. It seems to be in Japanese. So there are poses with real people and also with the models who have their skin ripped off. So you can learn about anatomy and muscles. Poses are categorized, so it's easier for you to browse through. Let's try sexy. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, hello. Look at those fibers of muscles. By the way, you can modify how the models look like. For example, you can divide the muscles into different colors. If you want to learn more about muscles and anatomy, you can play around with the viewing angle, like and also play around with the lighting. Afterwards, just screenshot it and use it on your drawing. I will just trace it to save time. Oh my, there is a fine pedestal to put the lamp on. Okay, let's move on to the second website. Oh my god, we're still on the first tutorial and I already yap. Oh, before we continue, all the links to the original tutorials in Xiaohongshu are in the description, so definitely check them out. Anyway, second website is the runway palette. Oh my god, is this what eating mushrooms looks like? So basically, you can pick any color from this and it will show you a palette surrounding that color along with some outfit ideas. And these outfits are based on actual runway. So if you're tired of drawing boring clothes with boring color palette, you can definitely give this website a try. For some reason, it has 3D option, which I don't think have any function other than giving you motion sickness and vertigo. Yeah, I will not use that. Just use this one. Even this one is making me nauseated. But it's pretty cool website. Tons of color palettes and outfit ideas. Third website is sketchfab.com, where you can find 3D models. For example, I'm browsing for glasses and they have tons of models for it, even one with the head. This is similar to Pixel Squid, a 3D website that I sometimes use, which now has merged with Shutterstock, I guess. I think the difference is, in Sketchfab, other people can submit their own models, so you will have more fun variations. And you can also follow and connect with the 3D artist that you like. Fourth website is Arts Experiment. Okay, someone has to put a hyphen somewhere, preferably between the arts and experiments. Okay, Arts Experiments, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, it's a color palette generator. You can click on the surprise me and then it will show you a random color palette along with some artworks. So if you're having art blocks and don't know what color to use, you can give this website a try. I like how they give you some examples of artworks using the color palette, so you can get the idea of the color harmony. You can also play around with the colors. I like to put like one random saturated color between the muted color palette, and you'll be surprised with the results. Okay, yeah, some of the results are kinda unhinged, but come on, it's still pretty cool. The second tutorial is so easy. Too easy even. It makes me feel stupid. Like, how did I not think of this? Is my brain smooth? Anyway, it's emojis. You use emojis in your drawing. I see some confused faces, so let me just show you. Let a grandma show you. So as you can see, I suck at drawing bubbles. It looks like Lohan. Is it Lohan or Lowen? I hope it's Lohan. It's kind of fun to say, isn't it? Lohan. It looks like Lohan is blowing up an expired bubblegum with Farca in it. Now I will add text, open my emojis, and search bubbles. And now we have bubbles. It is kind of pixelated because the font size is small, so make sure to use a big font size. Now of course you have to make some adjustments to the colors and contrast so it matches your drawing. I will also mask it on top of a circle so the bubble is perfectly round. Add some highlights and details, and there we have it, a bubble with Farca in it. You can add other emojis like butterflies or kisses or cockroaches. Why am I torturing myself? Just make sure to make color adjustments so it fits your drawing. This next tutorial is a 3-in-1 deal. Oh, it sounds like a steal. Makes me wanna eat some eel. Yes, future rapper God Master Fong here, everyone. So here are 3 easy methods to enhance your finished drawing. First, if you feel your drawing looks muted or the colors are kind of grayish, use soft light on it. I'm using a much darker color than the skin because soft light lightens any color you choose. I applied it only on the face, following the original tutorial, but feel free to apply it wherever you see fit. If you don't like the color, adjust it with hue and saturation. However, you don't have to do any of this if you like grayish or muted color palette. I think this method would look good in a dark painting because it will have a nice contrast. So the whole painting's dark and gray, while Kaya's face, which is the focus, is saturated. And you don't have to use just warm colors. Cool colors like blue also works well. Second tip. If you feel your drawing is too soft or blurred, duplicate the layer twice and set the top layer to divide. Open filter and Gaussian blur. Then set the radius to 7 or 8 points. Merge it with the other duplicated layer, then set the layer mode to either color burn or linear burn. Multiply will also work. It sharpens and add a little texture to your drawing. I don't know, can you guys see it? Because it's kind of subtle. You guys can see it better if you try it out yourself. Let me try it one more time on Ryo, and I think the effect is clearer here. Especially on the hair, it's much sharper now and has texture. Do not overdo it though, because it can look like a cheap Photoshop filter. The third tip is perfect for us lazy artists who are allergic to drawing backgrounds. So duplicate the layer and set it to screen. Now erase the middle area so you would have a rim light. Don't erase too much though, we want a soft, big and fluffy rim light. The tutorial ends there, but I like to add an additional screen layer and use an airbrush to make stronger rim light. Now it looks like Cafe is dancing in the presence of the heavenly ray of light. Yes, let's try one more time with the Lohan drawing. I don't know how to pronounce his name in English because I use the Korean dub. Anyway, erase the middle with a soft eraser and add more rim light, just like we did before with Cafe. It adds a little dramatic and wholesome effect to the drawing, even though it's Lohan pulling pranks on Farca. Man, I love Lohan, he's such a diva. This next tutorial is for all the thirsty and dehydrated people out there, including me. As you can probably guess from the topless but absless Farca here, we're gonna try an abs drawing tutorial by using mantou or Chinese steamed bun. And no, I'm not joking. By the way, try eating deep fried mantou with sweet condensed milk. It's so good. I want some right now. So the original artist is kind enough to provide the mantou they used, so I'm just gonna use that. Now using Liquify, we're going to adjust the mantou so it resembles a 6-pack. You'll be doing a lot of duplicating and liquefying in this tutorial. Duplicate more mantou if you like an 8-pack or a 10-pack or even a 12-pack. Is it possible to have a 12-pack? Anyway, just go crazy with your mantou. Who says you can only have a 6-pack? Don't forget to use a reference to determine the direction of the mantous and how big they're supposed to be. Then just trace to make the abs. I like to draw broken angular lines for stylization, but feel free to use curves. Then add the ribs and some details, and there we have it. It does need more adjustments with Liquify, but it's not bad. I mean, it looks like legit abs, right? I also try to paint it by first changing the mantou's color with hue and saturation and then painting over it. Oh, by the way, the upper body muscle study video is up for my channel members. I talk about the muscles in more depth, as well as how I simplify and stylize them in a painting. Become a member starting from only 99 cents. Come on, it's not even $1. But no pressure though. I do not want to put any pressure on you guys. I love you guys either way, whether you become member or not. Okay, back to the Manto apps. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it's kinda uncanny. It really stands out from the rest of the painting. It's just bulging here and there. But that's probably because I haven't rendered the rest of the body. However, it does help with the sketching. It makes me sketch the app so much faster. Next tutorial is lazy hair painting. I've reduced Lohan's hair into nothing but a sketch and base color, then apply a saturated color in the middle. The next step is shading with a watercolor brush that has a faint outline, but Ibispaint's outlined watercolor brushes are kinda shit, so I'm using Fade Watercolor Opaque to shade. Watercolor Opaque to shade. Please let me know if there's a good watercolor brush that has an outline in Ibispaint. Afterwards, add shadows to the overlapping parts. Doesn't have to be nice and tidy. This is a lazy hair tutorial after all. So actually, the original artist doesn't call it lazy. I just made that up. And I don't mean lazy as in something bad. In this context, lazy just means that you don't have to be meticulous and detailed and tidy when doing the hair. Okay, maybe I shouldn't call it lazy. Apologies for that. I should have just called it like messy hair or like easy hair tutorial or something. Anyway, for the highlights, we're gonna use a lasso tool to make a bunch of crooked N shapes and sometimes U shapes. Then fill it with color. The edges look jagged, so I will fix it real quick. Then we add a lighter color at the bottom. And the next step is connected to the next tutorial, which is adding textures. The majority of Chinese artists I found on Xiaohongshu love using textures, especially adding lines to the hair and clothes shading. I cannot find a similar brush in Ibispaint, so usually I just use the 5 lines brush. The hair tutorial also adds white dots for sparkling effect, but somehow in my painting it looks like dandruff instead, so I refrain from adding too much. I think I need to get used to adding different textures to my drawing, so I don't just add them randomly like this. Don't get me wrong, I love textures, but I usually just add sharpened brush strokes textures and that's it. Add some textures to the clothes as well, so the hair doesn't look out of place. I was too lazy to render the clothes, but by adding the textures, it looks artistic. It's like I have a messy aesthetic instead of just being a lazy person. For the face, we are going to apply noise. You can find this on Ibispaint's filter. I duplicated the artwork beforehand so I can erase the noise from the clothes and hair. Okay, so I used the wrong color for Lohan's hair apparently, so let's just adjust it with hue and saturation, and that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!